Hi, I'm Cathal Dibley. I'm the CEO of the Great Place to Work Institute. I've been with the business since we set up the organisation now many years ago. We work with companies of all sizes, of all industries, large and small organisations. And we believe that our model and our framework in Great Place to Work can support organisations as they look to build and sustain a high trust culture. We also believe that there's lots of benefits for a organization who's recognized as a great place to work in terms of their employer brand and allows them to attract talent. And we've built up a good community of companies that share with each other and learn from each other. So what we're going to share today is we're going to go through a typical program flow or a journey that a client goes on from when they engage with us first to how we support them through the process towards the end of the cycle. So typically what we do is we sit down with an organization, we get to understand their strategy, their needs over the next few years. We kind of hear about any challenges they're having from a people and a culture point of view. From that, we sort of build out a plan. Whilst it's not set in stone, organizations usually will kind of sign up to the program and they'll have an initial conversation with a project manager where they build out a sort of a project plan with dates, times, milestones. Typically, the first step is that the company will set up an internal working team or an internal Great Place to Work team. That's a team of champions that, I suppose, represent the positive improvement and change that the organization is going to go on. We support you as you set up that team. We support the team in terms of them being successful. And typically the first thing that team will do is they will pull together what we call a culture audit submission. So they will pull together the current people practices that are in place that the organization has. We'll support you through that stage of the process. So we have a trust index survey that typically gives organizations a readout on all of the areas they need to know about in terms of their people and their culture. We'll support you through the survey setup phase. We leave the survey open for approximately 2 weeks. We then close the survey. And about 4 weeks later, we're in a position to come back into the leadership team and present the results from the survey and also to present our findings in terms of the culture audit, that assessment we've done of the people practices. We have that results session with the leadership team, on average about a 1.5 to 2 hour session. It's where we look to have some robust debate and discussion about what's working well, what could be done better. And from that point, we build out an action plan towards improvements. And if the company hits the standard in terms of being recognized as a great place to work, they'll get the opportunity to be recognized as a great place to work and use that logo and brand in terms of when they're looking to attract talent. So overall, organizations will use our framework as their model that they use every year to kind of get feedback from employees, build out an action plan, and the journey continues on an ongoing basis. So we have our webinar coming up on June the 11th at 10 a.m. We have the CEO of Woody's, Declan Ronan, Ireland's 2020 most trusted leader. And Declan will be talking about the Woody's story. They were a low trust organization in 2014. Because of their commitment to continuous improvement, they ended up being recognized as a great place to work in 2017. And Declan is going to share the journey that they've gone on to improve their trust levels and how the journey still continues into the future.